Alright, so we have seen if, nested if, and switch statements, and we have seen the iteration statements for nested for, while, do while, and for each. Now it's time for us to go and see the jump statements for the break. We're going to see continue, we're going to see go to, and we're going to see yield. Alright, so what is, for example, now we're going to see break. What is break? So we have already seen the break in the switch. If you guys remember, we have done our case 1, case 2, and each cases we put a break, and at the end one when we done default, the default one had also break. So in every case we break that piece of code. So we can also terminate the execution of a loop using the break statements. But now with the break, this also break, as we have seen with the switch statements that we could terminate the loop. We can also terminate the execution of loop using the break statement. Once the program control encounters a break statement inside the loop terminates immediately and the control falls out of the loop. Say for example, if you have a for loop, so I'm gonna put it here, break statement. So we're gonna have for example for loop. We already seen a for loop. What's a for loop? For example, int I, and C# giving us some sort of idea. I is for example less than or equal to, say for example 15, and we put a update our counter with I plus plus. Alright, so now what happens is that if you put a console.write line, when you guys see something like this, the gray line, you just press tab twice. So it means the C# is the knows now the next line. What you guys gonna put it for the next next line. So what are we gonna do here? If for example I is double equal to, if it goes all the way to 15, if it goes to, for example, if it encounters 10, then we're gonna break. Our you guys can put some sort of console.write line, can put some sort of nice message. Hey mate, you shall not, for example, proceed. Just put some sort of nice message that you guys want to see. You shall not proceed, or you shall not pass, or you shall not cross, whatever you guys want to put it here, you can put it here. So here now we have a for loop, which we're going to start from 0. We're going to go all the way to say 15, and that's our counter updater, and that's there. Here we're gonna say we're gonna see our for loop in action. And now here is if this I equals to say 10, as soon as it reaches here, we're going to display this message and we're going to break it. How cool is this? So now we're going to run our program. When you guys are making games, this is very useful. If you guys are say design a game and you want to run your game, and meanwhile as soon as say there is interruption, you guys want to break. So the user when they play game, they won't notice, but this is for you to break the loop, to get out of the loop. So with the break statements, you can get out of the loop. So as soon as, say for example, anything hit the sprite or the character, say for example if character jumping, our character hit another object, our character hit the tree or bullet, whatever, you guys want to get out of the loop. So the break is very useful when we create applications or when we create games. So if you look in here, we have running our for loop. It starts from the 0, we put it from the 0 and it goes all the way to 15. But if you look in here, you're not going to see 15 here. You guys going to see 10, because here we put a condition. So the condition is if I equal to 10, if I encounters to 10, for example, then we're going to display this message and we're going to break. So you guys not going to see break because that's invisible, but you guys going to see this message because here we put some sort of message. This is very useful in real programming when you guys are like I said, making games. So your games run for a certain period of time, or you for certain numbers, then you want to break the loop, so you want to get out of the loop. So you guys need some sort of mechanism to break out of the loop. And here now we're going to see continue. Continue is quite the opposite of the break. So the continue statement passes control to the next iteration of an enclosing loop. It applies to any loop. For example, it's for while loop, is for for loop, or you can name it for each loop, or any other loop. It is used to terminate the execution of the loop body in the current iteration and skip to the next one. All in all, the continue statement starts a new iteration of the closest enclosing iteration statements. For example, if we're gonna make a program that we have seen previously, that we only seen in our if statements, if and else statements. If you guys remember that we can see even numbers or odd numbers. For example, if we want to make a program with for loop, if our for loop int I equal to 0, as you guys gonna see here in a C sharp, that is suggesting us. So as you guys see here in C sharp, that is you're gonna see it in gray lines. But we only need the I equal to 0 and I is less than, for example, I is less than say for example 20, for example, and we put our updated I plus plus. Now what we're gonna do here is that we only want to see, for example, the odd numbers. For example, if you want to see the odd numbers, every time the loop goes there and checks the even number, it just ignores. And as soon as it sees the odd number, is going to display for us displays the odd number for us. So for example, now if we put an if condition, just like break, now we put an if I, you just put a modulo 2, and you guys going to see here that C sharp's already completing here. If I, we're going to divide it by 2, and if the remainder is 0, then we're going to display. Then what we're going to do, we're going to continue. So what happens now is that now this gonna give us only the odd numbers. So we put a console dot write line, and we put an I. Now if you guys observe here, we didn't put any curly braces like here. So here, why we didn't put a curly braces? Because here you guys don't need curly braces, because we already inside the for loop. If you guys have another say if, then you guys needs to put it. But if you guys, even if you guys don't put this curly braces, you guys don't need. We just continue the loop. So now this for loop's gonna run, because that's our base, and it goes all the way to 20. And as soon as our condition comes in, our if conditional statement comes in and checks every number, and it's going to divide by 2, and if the remainder is 0, it's gonna display the odd numbers for us. So now here we're gonna every time the for loop runs, iteration is gonna check this condition. Alright, so if you guys now we check here, now we have put our loops runs, or from 0, checks the number 1, and here number 1 divided by 2? No, the number 1 is odd, it displays here. Then it goes to 2, you can divide it by 2, and then it's just skips that one. So every time the for loop runs, it bump up to the number. Say for example number 1, it says number 1 is odd, it's gonna put it here. Then the loop, the next iteration comes in 1, then put it here. So the 2 just ignores the 2, and then when it reaches again the 3, you can see here 3, then goes to 4, just ignores the 4, and then comes 5, it displays the 5. All you guys gonna see here odd numbers here. Alright, so similarly, if what happens if you guys wanna say for example see the even numbers, if you guys don't want to see these odd numbers, now you're going to tell me that what happens if you guys want to say instead of 1 3 5 7 9 and 11 13, which is all odd numbers, how about if you guys want to see the even numbers? By all means, you guys need to come here and just add 1 here. So now here, which our modulus was try to divide here, and as soon as it reaches 1, it's going to remainder of 1, it's going to display you guys, it's going to ignore and give you guys gonna do the even numbers. So you look in here, now we're gonna see this one's, all of them you guys can see here, you guys can divide. So you guys gonna have even numbers, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18. That's what happens with continue. It's amazing. You guys see here the power of continue statements. So we are running a loop if you guys want to see the even or odd. So this is very useful if you guys making a game or making applications. If you guys want to just show the user the even numbers or the odd numbers, you guys can apply the same method here. So what we have learned, the break is going to break the loop, and the continue is going to continue only the numbers that we want, only the things that we want. Other than that, it just ignores. Say for example, we have seen before, it just ignored the even numbers and give us odd numbers. Well, now if you add 1, it just ignores the say odd numbers and give us the even numbers. So as you guys now seen that the importance of continue, there are several other examples I can give you, but only one's enough if you guys for us to understand the continue, because continue comes inside any loop, be it for loop or while loop or do while loop, whatever loop you guys have. For each loop, you guys just put a condition here. So whatever condition you guys want, just put a continue here. So as soon as you put a continue, then your loop's gonna go in every iteration. It checks this condition. If this condition is say for example, now we put a just show us the even numbers. As soon as it finds the odd numbers, it just ignores, and the loop goes on and just gives us the even numbers. Alright guys, that's it for this video. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe my channel Crywood. If you guys have any question or comment, leave in comment box. Otherwise, I'll see you guys in the next video, and bye.